Nigeria's Ministry of Petroleum Resources is making a case for Nigeria and Africa to define their own terms of participation in the global energy transition. While speaking at the just concluded Nigerian Oil and Gas Energy Week conference and exhibition in Abuja, the ministry's permanent secretary, Gabriel Aduda, argues that citing climate change as a rationale for reducing investments that will take the continent out of energy poverty was not fair to Africa. He pointed out that Africa barely contributes any significant percentage to the global emission crisis and that the continent's access to energy is tied to the optimization of its resources, such as gas. Well, how can Nigeria improve its renewable energy in the face of its energy transition goals? Well, joining us now to discuss this are two gentlemen: the Chairman, Steering Committee, Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency Associations Alliance, Mamuddeen Talba, and Board Member, Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency Associations Alliance, Dr. Segun Adaju. Thank you for being here on Newsday. All right, then let's go straight into it now. With the recent removal of fuel subsidy in Nigeria, how do you envision renewable energy playing a crucial role in achieving the country's energy transition goals? And I also want to focus, on you as the chairman of the steering committee and a board member of the Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency Associations Alliance. What specific initiatives or strategies are being pursued to accelerate the adoption and the integration of renewable energy sources in Nigeria's energy mix?
Thank you very much, and it's good to have us here with you. The Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency Alliance, the Alliance Associations, is the umbrella body of the all Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency Associations in Nigeria, established purposely in order to coordinate all the activities relating to the development of renewable energy in Nigeria, particularly talking about policy and regulatory issues. Nigeria is one of the sub-Saharan African countries having bedeviled with the energy deficit like any other sub-African country. We do have an energy deficit with a population of about 280 million. We only have, to some extent, 5,000 plus megawatts that we do share every day. We are blessed with the different type of resources, particularly renewable energy resources, which could be properly utilized and adequately utilized to attend to our energy deficits. So in that context, the association decided to come together in order to have a very coordinated focus with respect to development of renewable energy in Nigeria. In that context, we decided that there is a need to address the energy mix in Nigeria. We are not only going to concentrate on the conventional energy resources, but we should, being blessed with the renewable energy resources, we should also look at the alternative energy resources. That's why it's decided that there should be a kind of a design and a deliberate policy that will drive the development of renewable energy in Nigeria, particularly solar, wind, biomass, and small hydro that will go along to address and properly meet our energy deficit. In that context, we had, in many occasions, made and also deliberate on the renewable energy efficiency policy, which was approved since 2015 and which we have been kind of monitoring and implementing. However, thank God, and we're so grateful to the incoming government with the approval of the Electricity Act 2023. Adequate provision has been made with regards to the development of renewable energy and also for the use of renewable energy to meet our electricity deficits. You know that going by the Sustainable Development Goal 7, there has to be the need, the commitment to meet our energy access, especially electricity access using clean energy. So in that respect, the government has decided and has made adequate provision, like I say in the Act, to make provision for incentives and also create a right environment for the development of renewable energy. Particularly now with the Constitution Amendment, which was made, and also the Electricity Act, which has given the states the power to generate, transmit, and distribute electricity within their jurisdictions, and also to come up with the integrated electricity strategy and plan that has provided now the platform where the states on their own has to come down with the integrated electricity resources and plan and strategy within their jurisdiction. They need to identify the resources that they have within their states and also identify their energy needs, assess their energy needs, and also use those resources within their states, within their jurisdictions. In that context now, the federal government has to assist them through a particular like the Renewable Energy Agency of Nigeria to guide the states on how to go about doing this. But that notwithstanding, the Act, which has given them the power, also has given them the power also that for them to establish their regulatory agencies, state regulatory agencies. These are issues that need to be properly discussed, because it's not a matter of our enthusiasm or the eagerness to go about establishing. There has to be the capacity technically, financially, and also the manpower that can, when established, run those regulatory and state regulatory institutions.
Duly noted,
however,
Mr.
for further,
So sorry, we're definitely pressed for time. That's why I'm interrupting.
To go about achieving the.
I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but we do have a limited amount of time with you, and we'd like to give Dr. Segun Adaju the opportunity to contribute as well. Now, we do know that the current president has been putting in place, a structural approach to make available cheap fuel through compressed natural gas and also liquefied natural gas. I'm wondering if you're content with the pace with which this administration is moving regarding these alternatives.
Thank you so much. My name is Dr. Segun Adaju. I'm chairing the committee that is organizing an international conference that is happening in Abuja this coming Monday. And as regards the question you've asked, yes, I think it's a bit too early in the day to be able to measure some successes, but I think the government is moving in the right direction. And let me focus on the Electricity Act 2023 that has put together all policies and regulations around that space and has created a lot of room for diversification of energy resources and sources for Nigeria. So, for example, by the Energy Transition Plan of Nigeria, gas is to be the transition energy. And I also know that issues around the use of LPG for cooking, CNG, for example, that's compressed natural gas for mobility, is also on the top burner. But let me also focus on the Electricity Act. So there are diversification of resources, and renewable energy is taking a very critical space, empowering Nigerians. So, for example, renewable energy is expected to form a very strong mix of the energy for Nigeria. Provisions such as private sector investment and involvement in the generation of energy through renewables is also very well pronounced. So, for example, DISCOs, that's the distribution companies, are mandated and required to either generate or procure renewable energy as a mix. So the conference we're having on Monday is focusing on how can we accelerate investment in this space, given these opportunities, particularly renewable energy and energy efficiency. And we're expecting close to about 120 people on site. It's happening in Abuja, the old Sheraton. And our objective is to create awareness, also engage stakeholders, do networking. For example, we're having a matchmaking session where real projects will be discussed between investors, project developers, and end users. The ultimate is to say, how can we collectively contribute to the energy mix in Nigeria? I mean, other sources are becoming expensive by the day. So there's need for energy security with renewables and energy efficiency. So I support the drive of the current administration in diversifying the energy sources for Nigeria with the inclusion of gas, in all its ramifications. So that would be my response.
Well, we'll definitely like to wish you well regarding that highly anticipated meeting come Monday. I would also like to thank you, gentlemen, for your time. Chairman Steering Committee, Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency Associations Alliance, that's Mr.
Mamuddeen Talba, and board member, Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency Associations Alliance, Dr. Segun Adaju. It's been a pleasure having you on Newsday. Thank you for your time.